What is up, guys? So I want to go ahead and answer a question that I get. What budget phone would I recommend that's not an LG phone? So usually when people ask me, I tell them to look at the G7 or V40 or G8 or something like that. But if you're not an LG fan, one of my favorite phones is the Redmi Note 8 Pro, and what a lot of people don't know is that this is a very popular phone. If you look at the best-selling smartphones for Q1 2020, you would see at the fourth spot the Redmi Note 8 Pro selling 6.1 million units. Only ahead of it is the Redmi Note 8, which is another excellent phone for very cheap. I'm talking about well under $200, which is also a very good phone, selling 6.6 million units. So these are some really good phones. A lot of people have recognized these phones as being super solid. So this is hands down one of the phones that I would recommend to you guys. Now, if you want to check out all of the videos, because this is not a review video, because I've done a ton of videos on the Redmi Note 8 Pro as well. So if you just type it in, Matthew's Tech Redmi Note 8 Pro, you will see all of those videos. I've done comparisons and stuff like that. And I just want to talk about why this is such a great smartphone. All right, so one of the main things is that the design on this phone is really excellent. Still one of my favorite designs till this date. Now, a lot of that has to do with the color that I picked out, this pearl white color, but this is a super beautiful looking phone. And also, for a phone that costs $200, I think this gets a lot of people too, is that it does not feel anywhere near $200. It has a really kind of like hefty weight to it the first time you pick it up, and it just feels like a phone that would cost $700. It just feels super premium, and largely that has to do with the materials. With this, you do have a glass back. Now, you don't have a metal railing on here. It's a plastic frame, but it kind of looks like metal. You wouldn't really know off the bat, but yeah, so it just has a really premium design and feel to it, which I think catches a lot of people off guard for this price point. Because if you look at some of the phones like the Galaxy A31, which we had, even the Galaxy A51, these are all plastic phones. They do not feel anywhere as near as premium as this Redmi Note 8 Pro, which is pretty crazy. Also, the display on here is really nice. You have a 6.53-inch display. It's 1080p. It's also $395 for the PPI. It gets pretty bright, a very colorful display. Even though it's not an AMOLED or OLED display, it is a pretty nice display with the water drop notch. But that again is really not even the highlight with this phone. Android 10 with MIUI 11 is really great as well. MIUI 11 has a ton of features. If you guys want to see that full video, I ran through all of the features. You just have everything you could really want, from screen recording to second space to a whole bunch of customization options that you can do. So please do check that out. It's just a lot of stuff you can do. So I think that's a really good selling point with this phone. And also the Helio G90T processor with the Mali G76 GPU. So basically, if you watch my gaming test, you can play Call of Duty, PUBG, Fortnite on high settings, which is pretty crazy. So this is an excellent gaming phone as well. So that is really solid too. So if you want to do some hard gaming, this is a really solid phone. You have expandable storage on here, which is great. 64 gigs of storage and 6 gigs of RAM. So again, very good for multitasking as well. The headphone jack is on here, NFC is on here. I think the only thing this phone is missing is like a water resistant rating and also wireless charging. That's two of kind of like the flagship things that this phone is missing. But I think the main reason why this phone is such a great selling point is the cameras. Now, I'm not huge on cameras, but when I immediately started taking pictures with this, I noticed how well the image processing was, how I kind of like these sharp photos and attention to detail that this does. Dynamic range is really good on here. So you have a quad camera setup, 64 megapixel main, 8 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel macro, and 2 megapixel depth, 4K, 20 megapixel selfie. And like I said, the cameras on here are going to be very high detail, pretty good color accuracy, and just overall very solid for the money that you're paying for. So battery life on here is also pretty solid as well. You're getting really good battery life too. You can definitely get through a full day no problem. So that is mostly why, just a quick rundown on why this is one of the best selling phones. You're getting a lot of phone and a very good quality phone for the price point. So be sure to let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you guys in the next one.